everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making 2 easy smoothies. And if you're anything like me, maybe you were on a feeding tube for a while, or you have trouble chewing or swallowing, and in this video I'm going to show you my 2 most favorite smoothies to make, as well as introduce you to a lot of smoothie ingredients that maybe you haven't thought of to kind of beef up your smoothies and help you either create more delicious, nutritious smoothies, or in some cases like mine, help you gain a little bit of weight from your smoothies. So if you're like me and you're interested in making smoothies like that, stay right here with me and keep watching this video. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the supplements that I add to my smoothies. Now, I'm not promoting either of these brands. This is not a sponsored video or a partnership. And I'm just telling you what I do. So you can swap out either of these or use different flavors or different brands. All that's entirely up to you. But I always boost every smoothie I make with something either chocolatey and rich, or something sort of lemony and grassy. And the reason for that is because I tend to make 2 different types of smoothies: chocolate peanut butter smoothies or green veggie smoothies. Now, here's a tip. I still always put greens into my chocolate peanut butter smoothies. I always add greens because I really want that nutrient boost. But the 2 brands I use when I'm reaching for a smoothie mix are either Vegan One. They have lots of different flavors, but my favorite is the chocolate. And the other thing I do when I'm doing the green smoothies is this green superfood multivitamin. Now, I always try to change it up. I don't make the same types of smoothies every time. And the ingredients inside the smoothie often just depend on whatever I have laying around the house. So don't get too hung up on specific recipes or ingredients. The way I make smoothies is I get out my Ninja, which I'm going to show you in just a second, and I blend everything together. Now, I do not use a juicer. And the reason is because I want that fiber. The fiber that's in the vegetables I add, I want to keep that. And if I'm using an ingredient like kale, for example, that leaves a lot of thick residue that's hard for me to swallow, I will drain the smoothie or the juice through a cheesecloth and keep that fiber and add it to my eggs. So in most cases it can go straight down, but sometimes I add an ingredient like kale and that makes it a little bit hard to swallow. And when I do that, I always just straighten. Again, you don't have to use this. This is just what I use. I'm not promoting the Ninja. They don't know who I am. This is not a sponsored video. But I love the Ninja because it comes with 2 different tumblers, a large one and a small one. And even after you use this head to mix the smoothie, you can also have this. You can replace this mixing head with just a regular lid. And then you can put it in the fridge and save half of your smoothie for later, which I find to be really convenient. So I just want to remind you before I dive into what I use, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm just telling you what I like to have around the house and what I use. And if this gives you some ideas or helps you to create some smoothie recipes you enjoy, then that's the best thing I can hope for, and that makes me happy. Here we go! Before I tell you about the ingredients, I just want to say one word about sugar. If you're like me and you're trying to prevent cancer from coming back, you're probably very interested in limiting your sugar. But as you know, if you ever had a feeding tube, a lot of what they give you in that boxed nutrition at the hospital or what they prescribe to you to order at home is actually loaded with a lot of sugar and corn syrup. And I wasn't comfortable with that, and I wanted an alternative. I didn't like pouring those things down my feeding tube. I felt like those things maybe caused other cancer, like, for example, breast cancer. Anyway, I wanted to make mixtures that I could easily swallow or even thin out to pour down my feeding tube. So when I started making smoothies, I always had in the back of my mind that sugar was going to be an important factor for 2 reasons. Number 1, I don't want my cancer to come back. But the other thing is, I need to gain weight, so there's gonna have to be some sugar. In order to gain weight, which is really, really important for longevity, you have to be able to consume a lot of calories. And part of doing that is having some sugar in your diet. When I make smoothies, you're gonna notice that some of my ingredients have sugar. Powders like this inevitably have some sugar. Peanut butter is a big source of sugar. And if you're concerned about sugar, go for a straight nut butter that does not have added sugar. So smoothie number one, my favorite kind of smoothie, is a really thick, really fattening chocolate peanut butter smoothie. First, I start by filling my tumbler with ice. I go ahead and add my powder addition. For this smoothie, I'm gonna add my favorite Vega One all-in-one chocolate shake. I think this is delicious. It also has protein, vitamins, greens, omega-3s, and probiotics. Ugh. Peanut butter. If you don't like this kind of peanut butter, or if you're concerned about too much sugar, swap it out for a straight nut butter. Next, I add greens. I always add greens no matter what kind of smoothie I'm making. The flavors inevitably end up being a little bit different, but to me, I just really want this to be nutrient rich and pack a punch, so we're gonna go ahead and throw in lots of delicious greens. After that, I like to thicken it a bit, and for my chocolate peanut butter smoothie, a nice addition is some banana. It just gives it a smooth texture and makes it taste really nice. The next thing I add is a little bit of blueberry. These little things, they kill the sickness. Whatever antioxidants are in here, I want me some of that. The next two things I always add are turmeric and cinnamon. Now, I buy larger bags of turmeric and cinnamon in bulk sizes, and then I put them into these airtight jars that I just get at Target. And then when I'm making my smoothie, I just use a tiny little bit. I think adding anti-inflammatory ingredients is really important, especially for me, because the thing that probably caused my cancer was lichen planus, an autoimmune disorder. So anything I can consume that will calm any inflammation in my body is really important to me, and I'm gonna add that to my smoothie. Now the last thing I add to my smoothie is a very high calorie nut milk. And I have chosen Silk Almond today because it has 80 calories. If you're trying to lose weight, this is not the best smoothie. This is definitely something that I like to have to fatten up. Now we're gonna put them all together and blend. Blend it. Gotta blend the smoothie. I don't know what I'm doing. So what we're left with is a very tasty smoothie that will hopefully help you gain a little bit of weight, and it's also very easy to drink. So the next smoothie I'm going to make for you is the smoothie that I make when I want to feel really healthy. I put lemon and ginger in it, and there's lots of greens, and I boost it with multivitamins. So if you're interested in that smoothie, here we go. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please join me for more. If you enjoyed this video, please join me for more by clicking that subscribing button and hitting the notification bell, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!